This time I will tell the story of a small child who accidentally saw an adult having fun in the elevator. As time goes by, it turns out that the woman in the elevator is the child's piano teacher. The teacher, instead of teaching the child the piano, mother instead teaches the child how to taste good like an adult. Alright, let's get straight to the story. At the beginning of the story there is a woman named Hiso. Yes, this woman works as a composer and popular songwriter in a well-known studio. Seen Hiso following the party invitation with his coworkers. One of his friends just call his name EGA. EGA is interested in Hiso and makes Hiso just as an outlet.
선배 어디 가요?
Seen Hiso leaving, because Hiso did not like crowds. Then EGA chased after him and groped Hiso in the elevator. Unexpectedly the elevator door opened. There is a young man named Song Ho. Song Ho was surprised to see what was in the elevator. In the morning, after having a good time with EGA, Hiso rushed to go to work. Arriving at work, Hiso had a chance to get bad news, because Hiso has not released his new song, which has been billed by the management. Because of dizziness, Hiso went to look for inspiration.
그래서 소송이라도 건대? 징징대지 좀 마, 어?
너 또 어디 가?
At night, Hiso again saw the young man who saw him enjoying himself in the elevator alone with his girlfriend. Unexpectedly, when in the elevator, Song Ho was in the elevator with Hiso. Song Ho had time to lyric body lyrics from Hiso. Song Ho, this is a student majoring in painting and music. In class, Song Ho is practicing painting a woman, but Song Ho couldn't concentrate because he remembered Hiso's twin mountains. The scene shifts to Hiso, who is already dizzy with problems in music. Hiso has released a song due to lack of inspiration, plus the blues singer's voice. Because of dizziness, Hiso then went to the bar to calm down. Not long after, a lewd man named EGA took Hiso's hand and asked him to have a good time in the car located under the bridge. Because they feel uncomfortable, they do not become steady. Then Hiso left EGA.
내가 좋은 곡 나오게 해줄게. 그래.
Before returning to the apartment, Hiso stopped by a shop to buy CIKI and drinks. Unexpectedly, Hiso met Song Ho again. Out of curiosity, Hiso followed the young boy. I think Hiso fell in love with Song Ho, and Hiso hides in the car and always gets inspiration again to write his songs. Yes, that's the point. Every time Hiso meets Song Ho, Hiso always gets inspiration to write songs. Okay, continue the next day. Song Ho is playing basketball with his friend who we call Fat. Because they were tired, they went to a shop to buy drinks. From a distance appeared Hiso, who was walking wearing a blue shirt, black pants, red sandals and holding a book in his right hand. Out of curiosity, Song Ho and Fatty followed Hiso to a place. Turns out there was a press conference about the piano again. Whose moderator is Hiso? Instead of wanting to hear a press conference, Song Ho fantasized about doing a solid job with Hiso. Because Song Ho was already tense, he then ran to the toilet to continue his imagination and fantasy. Not long after, Fatty came and asked Song Ho to ask for Hiso's cell phone number. This is where their steady love story begins.
넌?
승호요.
승호.
Long story short, Song Ho tries to contact Hiso for private piano lessons, and Hiso allows Song Ho to come to the apartment. Without thinking, Song Ho went straight to Hiso's apartment. Upon arrival, Hiso was a little naughty and seduced Song Ho in such a way that it reached its peak. When taught the piano, Hiso held Song Ho's hand and pointed it at Hiso's twin hills. Because it's delicious and makes you tense up, Song Ho asked permission to go home right then and there.
괜찮아, 얘기해봐.
부드럽고.
After Song Ho came home, Hiso again gets inspiration to make his song, and he realizes that every time he gets close to Song Ho, he will get an idea to make a new song. When you get home, Song Ho is still shaking hot and cold, doing solo in his room while imagining about Hiso. The next night Song Ho, who was curious about Hiso, waited for him to come home from work. After meeting Song Ho, he didn't think twice and immediately lifted Hiso to the sofa and asked for a share. But Song Ho was even invited to eat ice cream by Hiso. In the morning Song Ho was picked up by Hiso by car and taken to the painting. Then Song Ho hugged Hiso's waist. Because Hiso was experienced and understood the code, Hiso immediately pulled and took him to the back of the library and saw Hiso sucking Song Ho's bird. After that they went back to the apartment. As expected, Hiso could smoothly inspire the composer of the song, and do delicious again there. Continued the story. Hiso had finished his music, but here it looks like the lewd boy EGA is jealous because Hiso is very close to Song Ho.
누구예요? 나 몰래 만난 남자 누구냐?
In another place Song Ho was visited by his girlfriend who asked because Song Ho had not been to school for a long time and also their relationship was not romantic anymore. At night EGA was waiting for Hiso at his door with a slightly drunk condition and plus already drinking herbal medicine. When Hiso arrived, EGA immediately stabbed fiercely and bravely and immediately ransacked Hiso's hole. Unexpectedly Song Ho came to Hiso's apartment and saw them playing pony, and then Song Ho left feeling jealous. Then the next day, in the studio there is a problem due to lack of one more song to record. Hiso looks confused because of what happened last night. He tried to find the place where Song Ho usually was. But yes, that's how I didn't find it. Until late at night Hiso tried to send a message but Song Ho didn't reply. Long story short, the office manager came to charge one more song for the record. Confused Hiso asked for one more week. The scene moves to Hiso who is trying to make a song by remembering the good times with Song Ho. But he failed because the adrenaline he felt was not the same. Not long after that Song Ho came and confessed his love for Hiso while doing delicious scenes there. Continued the next day Hiso who went out of town to finish one more song, there looks very excited and very interested. But in another place Song Ho was upset because he did not receive news from Hiso and finally the song was successfully completed by Hiso and was given the title Goodbye to My Romance. Hiso wants to go back to the city and he takes the time to meet with Song Ho. But it turns out that Song Ho's relationship with his girlfriend is already good and romantic. So Hiso made a promise and no longer bothered Song Ho. And the movie ends.